Hello, I think we're live. Are we live? I never know if we are live. And if my mic is working right.
Hello, I think
I hope there's no echo today. Let me just make sure there's no echo. I should probably mute this.
If you write any...
There we go. And yeah. Can you guys hear me well? I hope that from both ears this time, my microphone. Let me put it closer a little bit. There we go. Hey guys. Woohoo, we did it. We really did it. Kickstarter is over. Oh God, it's a relief. I'm really happy, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm really happy and glad it's over. God, those are 31 days. Probably, I've been making games for a while now. These were probably the most intense 31 days of my life. But I'm glad we made it. We did it. You did it. And thanks to you, we get to party. Yeah. So if you're an alpha backer, you should have received your key by now. If you didn't, just hit me up or hit Ganja Wang on Discord, or hit me up on Twitter or anywhere you like. We'll fix that for you, don't worry. And yeah, so I'm playing with you guys today. So everyone who backed from the alpha tier above should have the game by now. It looks like it's working pretty well. I've been following your guys' comments on Discord, looking for technical problems, connectivity issues. The servers are holding up okay. The lag seems to be under control. Everybody's having a smooth experience. It seems that we don't have any compatibility issues. There was a backer earlier reporting that he could not get past the splash screen. He did not reach me out afterwards, so I hope this means he got to play the game. So yeah, man. There we go. Here's the game. So woo, awesome. So I'll just play with you guys a little bit. I just join servers randomly and see who I end up getting match made with. And I hope you guys don't mind that I'm drinking. Today is a really special day. And I like to toast it to you guys. You made it happen. You really made it happen. And wow, this is already stuff going on here. Hello. Hello. Say hi to Twitch. Oh God, there's so many ducks. So many ducks. Is this the last point already? Feels like it's the last point. Whew. Okay, so Mr. Dandelion. I think Mr. Dandelion was the one having the issues with the splash screen. So I'm glad it sorted out, man. So Remy Hattie from Spain. So you've been playing from Spain, Hattie? How's the lag? Is the game holding up well for you from Spain? Oh God, so many mortars. Die, 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 die. There we go. Oh, Argentina. I honestly thought you were from Spain. So you're really close by. Cool. So it should be working okay, right? Because here in Brazil, it just works really well. Yeah, awesome, man. I'm getting like 170 ms right now, and I just feel smooth. It feels like I'm playing local. And this was the goal, actually, because when we decided to make an online game, we knew that there were some problems that we had to face as an indie developer. These are problems that we faced before. When we made Dungeonland, if any of you have played Dungeonland back in the day, you know that it wasn't an ideal experience. It was our first game, and it was this big 3D online game. We were not ready, quite frankly. And let me try to find somebody on hard mode. And we were not ready. And we especially were not anticipating the challenges. Hello. Say hi to Twitch. El Modelo, Axion, and Hattie. Hey, Hattie. And we were not anticipating how hard it was to make a multiplayer game as an indie developer. Servers are super expensive. To do things properly, you have to spend a lot of money. If you don't spend the money, you don't have the resources. You have a lot of issues. We had problems with connectivity. We had lag. The game just played awful online. Awful. Like, people would buy 4 packs and they could not play together at all. I was heartbroken. Back at the time, Steam could not offer refunds. I offered to refund people myself just by email. People would email me and it was heartbroken. They said, hey man, I was looking forward to Dungeonland and I bought the game a 4-pack with my friends and we're on a college network and we cannot get the game to work, and it was just heartbreaking. So we knew when we were going to make Relic Hunters online, we had to fix these things, you know? So we went from day one knowing, okay, we have to make sure that we don't rely too heavily on expensive servers. We have to make sure that we matchmake people together from across the world. We have to make sure that people with 200 ms, 250 ms, they get to play the game and feel smooth, you know? It shouldn't be laggy because it's going to be common for an indie game for people to have this kind of lag. And we have to make sure that people are connecting together. So all of these things were day one concerns for us. And I'm super proud of the work that the networking team has done. It has nothing to do with me. I didn't touch this code. It's all the merit of our team back in Roguesnail, who did an excellent job, man. I'm super proud of these guys. And now with you guys, now we have actual players, live players, to validate this code, right? So everything that we do in the game from now on, in the online, when we do parties and clans and things like that, when it gets to more complex activities together, longer activities, we get to test it with you guys early, and if there are any problems, we can fix them. So we don't have to wait. That was another problem in Dungeonland. We added the online mode in the end, and we barely tested it with real people under real conditions. So yeah, we want to do things right this time, you know? We learn a lot with our mistakes. Two-Face 3 is asking, will non-Kickstarter backers be able to become Alpha Hunter backers? Yes, we are going to open a Slacker backer program on our website next week. I'm a dummy with web and everything related to making websites and things work. So it's not my responsibility. It's some friend who does it for us, and he'll have that up soon enough, I hope. Just follow us on social media and be on Discord. You will know. We're going to announce it as soon as it's live. We're going to have some of the tiers there: Alpha Hunter, Veteran Hunter. All these basic tiers are going to be there for Slacker backers, right? You can become a founder. The only thing you're going to miss out will be the KS exclusive stuff. So there won't be a KS exclusive Pinky skin. That's only for the Kickstarter backers. And you will not get the free bonuses that the community unlocked. But yeah, it shouldn't be a big of a deal. The most important thing is the game after all. So if you want to join us as soon as possible, just back us on the Slacker backer when that is available. We will also keep our stretch goals. So we closed the campaign around $55,000. We had a 60,000 stretch goal to do clan support. The idea is that we're going to keep these stretch goals on the website so the Slacker backers can keep contributing. We also have a donation button for people who want to just donate. And hopefully throughout the year we can maybe reach clan support and things like that. Rami is asking me if I knew the players can walk on trees. Yes, these trees are actually a very funny story. I actually, during developments, I told Beto, the artist, my partner in this project, I told him many times to not make complex forms for the trees, complex shapes. So the tree should all be pretty much like, let me find it, this one, you see? It's just a simple shape. Because of the visual style of the game, the 2D and 3D mixture, any complex shape like this does not work. As always, Beto did not listen to me. So now we have this. It looks super silly. It doesn't even have a shadow on. You can see that the tree has no shadow. It's super silly. We are going to fix that. Like these more complex trees, they will be only in the background in places where you cannot like touch it or anything like that. It's super silly. I hate it. Look at this. Things like this, man. It's just we have time to fix. Hey, Genjo Egg. Welcome to the party, man. Hey guys, for those who don't know, Genjo Wang there in the chat. Here's our community manager for Relic Hunters. He's done just an awesome job, man. We could not have done it without him. He's been super dedicated and getting like listening to you guys and keeping you guys updated when we couldn't because we were so busy with all the things related to the game. And yeah, man, huge kudos to you. Thank you. Yeah, so Mr. Dandelion is talking about March. This is our next goal, guys. We're going to have more details for you soon, possibly tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, as we organize ourselves, the dev team. The idea is that we're going to be focusing on an actual alpha build for around March for the Game Developers Conference San Francisco, hopefully February. So what we're going to do is we're going to maybe do it on normal. We're going to do a public Trello board. For those who don't know what a Trello board is, it's just this online board where you can put tasks and things like this. Ooh, hi Cookie Pro. Hi nobody. Ooh, we're doing epic now, man. Just got real. There we go. And we're doing this public Trello board. We're putting out the tasks that we want to do, the features that we want to do, and we're going to update it in real time so you can check any given day what are we working on as a team, the things that we're doing, you know. And hopefully it gets like a very up-to-date insight on how development is going. And we're going to be using Discord a lot. So if you are a backer and on any tier, just go to Discord and request to any of the admins there to be included as a backer. That will give you access to the Founders channel. The Founders channel on Discord will be where most of our discussion with you is going to take place. So we're going to be talking about new features. We're going to be listening to suggestions and ideas from you guys. We're going to be showing concept art, things like that. Of course, I'm going to update the Kickstarter. We're going to have probably weekly Kickstarter updates with all of the things that are going on. But for that real-time conversation, you know, the real-time collaboration, the Discord is the place to be. I shouldn't have used the potion there. Sorry, it's very hard to talk and play Epic at the same time. There we go. So our focus for this build is still going to be the combat. So you won't be seeing any story. You won't be seeing any of the progression systems still. There's not going to be the RPG systems, most of them. We're going to be focusing on combat. So our main focus is getting some of the basics down. So we currently don't have controller support, for example. We need to have key remapping options, things like this. So the very fundamentals of a solid game, gotta get that in there. Some of the basic experience of just navigating the game, menus, things like that. Right now, if you just hit ask, you're thrown out of the match, which is really annoying. So these small things we're gonna take care of. We're also gonna be focusing on bringing Pinky and Raph. So we're gonna have 5 playable characters and get all the skills in the game. So not only, oh god, not only the enemy skills and the character skills as well. So every character should have a full set of skills. You can see here an ultimate skill, potion, and then mobility skill, utility skill, and the melee attacks and melee skill, and the charge ability. So all of these things you're going to see. We're also going to be refining the combat with the AI and the rhythm and goals. We're going to have different game modes, which is more linear, like you're progressing through a map instead of just staying in a place like this horde mode kind of thing. I'm going to make a mode called skirmish. In skirmish, you just progress through a map and you fight a boss in the end. We're going to have new enemies as well. We're going to be focusing on enemy behavior and enemy design. And of course, a lot of sounds. We're going to be putting a lot of voiceover. Our actors are going to be doing their lines of the game. You're going to be seeing the drop ship that is going to drop you in the level. So things like that. It's still not going to be like a real game, so to speak, because there will be missing some the progression and things like that, the persistence, right, and the story. So these things will be missing for this particular demo. Hopefully, if this demo goes really well, we can do these things for the middle of the year, possibly August or September. That's August or September. That's when we hope to get the game to a beta stage. So if you backed at any beta stage, expect to play pretty much when the game has all the fundamentals of a game. Oh god, I need my cooldown. This is hard. Sorry guys. Gotta focus a little bit. Just get through this. Oh god, this is so hard. Come on guys, we can do this. This is just the second point. We can do this. Come on. Yes. I told you we would do it. Oh god, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Sorry team. I did my best. So Remy is asking if the demo Steam key equals the full game. Yes. So what you guys have right now, the Steam key that you guys have, that is the app ID of Relic Legend, period. So everything that... Oh, we lost. I thought we were doing so good, team. So everything that we're going to upgrade the game, like the proper alpha that is coming, and then the proper beta, and then when we hit open beta, everything is going to happen with the same Steam key that you already have. So congratulations, you have access to Relic Legend, like the real deal. We haven't decided yet if we are going to keep this demo indefinitely or if we're going to shut it down at some points. Maybe just turn it on the weekends or anything like that. Some people suggested that we do this, just shut down the demo after a while so you don't like get burned on it because it's so small. But I don't know, probably. What do you guys think? Maybe just leave it there, I don't know. Oh, Remy said, can we have like a red screen when we have low HP? Yes. This is on my personal list of things that I want to implement, which is some low HP feedback. So feedback on the borders of the screen when you lose your shields, if you have shields, or your armor when you lose your armor, and when you're low health, it's going to like flash red at the edges. Very like not very intrusive. Maybe muffle the sounds a little bit to give you that, hey, I'm low HP, which is fun, and it's also a very good feedback to have. We should not be everybody on the point at the same time, because it just clusters the Dukins. Ideally, like there should be one guy in the point, the other ones at the edges, just pulling the aggro a little bit, like dodging the shots. This is epic difficulty, man. This is no joke. You have to try hard to beat this. And focus on the ducks. They are either inside the circle or closing in, because they will contest the circle. and that will make us slow down. We're gonna lose time. This is one of the easiest points to defend, so I don't like it when it is the first point, because we're kind of wasting the slot. Sorry guys, I'm not talking very much because it's so hard. Yeah man, it's epic difficulty right now. It's super insane. Like I have never beaten epic difficulty with any amount of players. Not 2, not 3, not 4, and certainly not by myself. It's super difficult. Really, really hard. I feel like the key is knowing how to dodge the attacks, you know? If you can time your movements so that you dodge most of the damage, you're fine. Of course, as long as you also keep hitting the precision shots. I just threw myself on purpose there. It's kind of an exploit, but I'll take whatever I can get. And also manage your health and your potions really well. So make sure you don't run out when you really need it. And but this is really hard, but it's hard in kind of a twitchy kind of way, because the game is very simple right now. It's just basically move and shoot, right? Jimmy has like a grenade and that's it. When the game gets more of the RPG systems and the skills, the difficulty is going to shift more towards these kind of challenges, like how you work together, how you manage your cooldowns, your skills, and how you use the combo system and things like that. So it's going to be a different kind of difficulty. Of course, if you play at the absolute limits of your progression, it will end up requiring a lot of Twitch skill as well. But all of these really heavy Twitch skills here, they're not going to be mandatory to enjoy the game. It's something just for the very high-end players, those players who want to be maybe at the top of leaderboards or pushing the highest levels possible of difficulty. And they're going to be having to do all of this Twitch thing while they also manage the RPG really well. So it's going to be, the skill ceiling is going to be very high, hopefully. We want to make a very deep game that is more friendly and accessible than Zero was. Because Zero, I don't think Zero is necessarily a super hard game, but it is a game that is not very welcoming. There's not a super smooth difficulty curve. So, oh god, I'm almost dead. So if you haven't played games like Relic Country Zero before, it can be a little daunting at first when you come into the game. This is something that we want to fix with Legend. We want to make sure that players have a really smooth difficulty curve. And I don't know if you guys know, but I wrote an article a while ago about difficulty, mostly talking about how I did it on Chroma Squad and how I kind of regretted it. Chroma Squad had these old school like fixed difficulty levels and stuff, and that was an accident actually. That wasn't on purpose. And I was talking about how I never do that before. And so for Relic Hunters Legend, I'm going for like a choose your own difficulty, moment to moment kind of thing. So if you're a real veteran of these kinds of games, you just want to get to the difficult parts really fast, you can just choose the hardest things right away. If you are a novice, you need practice, you can just start really slow, you know, with easy things. Want to make sure that people are always playing what they feel like playing, you know. Sometimes you just want to chill, you don't want to try hard, so you can just play easier things at a time and you still feel like you're progressing the game. So this is one of our main focus on the design, to make sure that you're always progressing, but at the same time you're always playing stuff that you feel like playing. You don't feel forced to play like easy stuff or forced to play like challenging stuff when you don't really feel like it. Heishka is asking if higher difficulties will give bigger rewards. I think the correct wording is different rewards, probably. So what we're doing. Oh God, that was so silly. Um, we're thinking about doing a lot of horizontal progression in Relic Hunters. Does that make sense? So if you play, for example, the difference between a game such as Destiny, which has a lot of vertical progression. So in Destiny, you have like a power level, and you just progress vertically. You start like at 100 and go to like 300. Um, and you can there is some horizontal progression in Destiny in the form of collecting like exotic items and things like that, but mostly is a very much uh, vertical progression based game. Oh, we came into somebody else's game now. They really need some help here. Come on, guys, I'm gonna try to rescue this for you. Oh, the best way I can. Oh, this is really hard. Oh, this is hard. Oh God, help me, God. Help me, God. Oh, help me. Oh God. Oh, this is hard. Thanks. I needed somebody to help me. Um, there we go. See, that was super easy. I was just kidding with you. Oh, come on, guys. There we go. There we go. We made it. Cool. So as I was saying, Destiny is very vertical. We want to go a little more into the path like games such as Warframe. So if you play Warframe, you know that the max level that you can get a Warframe to is 30. If you know how to play the game, you can level a Warframe to level 30 in like an hour, right? It's no big deal. Same thing for your weapons, things like that. Of course, there's more to it than just a level. But for the most part, the progression in Warframe is very horizontal. So you get to collect lots of different things. They're not necessarily best, but your progression is based on all of these different things. So it's more of a horizontal progression kind of game. Make sense? So we're going more towards the direction of Warframe than we're going towards the direction of Destiny in this regard. So that was a very complicated answer to the question of will harder things award better rewards. So what I'm trying to say is that you are going to always be progressing through different things. Of course, some harder things will offer you some high level stuff. It's not always better, you know. Better is very relative. So, for example, let's say you play Pinky. Pinky is a physical tank character. So she's a character that deals a lot of physical damage and also absorbs a lot of physical damage. And if you're doing a dungeon where the bosses and the enemies they all do elemental damage and they all have high physical resistance, you can absolutely still play Pinky, but she's not going to be the ideal tank for your party, right? So you probably want to pick Bill, or who is an elemental tank, for example, and different builds as well. So you're going to be using different items. They give you elemental resistance. Some dungeons might have specific effects such as poison. You maybe want to do a poison resist build to farm a certain dungeon, you know? So things like this are what horizontal progression are about. So it shouldn't be super hard for you to get a super powerful Pinky with a specific build. But if you want lots of different characters and lots of different builds, you can do that as well. Dolphin is asking, will there be levels per se? Yeah, there will be traditional levels in Relic Hunters Legend. The characters, the hunters, as we call them, they're going to be level right now. The plan is for them to have levels between 1 and 100. But your main progression will not be just the hunter levels. You are going to have an account level, just like Mastery in Warframe, if you're familiar with the game. The account level is called your Legend rank. And you can level up your Legend rank by completing achievements. And these achievements are pretty much everything in the game. It's for all tastes. So they can be collection things, they can be doing really hard activities, they can be completion, they can be story and lore related and finding things about the world, finding secrets. So all the things that you do that contribute to achievements, there are going to be loads of achievements. All of these things contribute to your Legend rank. Oh, we lost. Oh my god, we got off the points. No, 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 no. I'm trying my best, guys. I'm sorry. I'm really not that great of a player to like pull my weight on Epic, I think. But I'm doing the best I can. Maybe I play a little bit of Ace now. I'm playing a lot of Epic because I like challenge. But I probably should play a little bit more of normal and hard with you guys. Oh god! I thought that was a grenade from Jimmy, not an actual mortar. I was just very distracted. I'm sorry, nobody action in Urbana's 89. I'm really sorry. I screwed it up. Hattie, when you want me to translate the game into Spanish, call me. Thanks, man. You're the best. Really, you're awesome. We're probably going to do something similar to what we did with Relic Country Zero, that we had a public spreadsheet. The only thing is that I'm a little worried about spoilers because this time we have a... God, there's so many ducks. Because this time we have so many... Dear Lord, I don't know how I'm gonna survive this. I'm not gonna survive this. I'm just gonna die. We're not gonna have that many... Oh, I'm still alive. Oh, but we lost. We're going to have a big focus on story this time. So I'm just gonna play a bit of normal just to chillax right now. So probably gonna make the story parts private and then invite people who are interested in translating, because I know that if you play the game and it translates like this demo, for example, you're not spoiling yourself. You're really helping. You're being a great asset, and you're not spoiling anything. But if you do play, if let's say you start to translate the game and you see all the story parts that you haven't played yet, you're just spoiling it for yourself. So that's pretty sad. So we're gonna make sure that this does not happen by accident. So we're gonna make this spreadsheet separate, the story things, but all of the other stuff just make it public and let everybody contribute. I think this was really positive in Relic Country Zero. It allowed us to reach lots of communities and countries that I never ever dreamed of knowing before with my previous games. So for example, Chrome Squad is a pretty popular game, but it wasn't big, for example, in Turkey. Like we have lots of Relic Country Zero fans in Turkey, so that was huge. And that's just one example of my... I think both my weapons are bugged right now. No, there you go. There is a bug right now. Never mind. I thought that was the bug. There's a bug right now that locks your weapons. It's a problem with the reload animation. I think if you die when you're switching your gun, or maybe if you die when you're reloading, you come back and you cannot shoot that gun anymore. We're already looking into it. So if you run into this bug during the demo, just leave the match and come right back in. Like, this should solve it. Ryder is asking if we have any ideas about other playable characters beyond the 7 hunters that you guys know. Actually 8 hunters that you guys know, because counting red. Yeah, we have some ideas. We're not revealing them just yet because they're pretty far away. We have 8 hunters right now to make. We have Jimmy, Picky, Ace, Ref, Panzer, Bill, 7, and Red. And we also have 2 hunters. They're going to be designed by backers. So we had 2 very generous backers who backed really, really high amounts to become hunters or design their own Relic hunters. This is going to be pretty fun to do. And then we have other hunters on the back burn. Some ideas that we had from Zero that we didn't have time to implement, and some new ones. There is a fake Venturelli. There is a fake Venturelli in the game. I'm not Mark. I'm just a fan. Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah, man, like somebody seriously donated $1,000 to become a Relic Hunter. Silver Fox, it's his name. Super generous person. We could have not made it without him. So super thank you to Silver Fox. We also have Hunter Zhao. Hunter Zhao gave $5,000 to the Kickstarter. So without these two gentlemen, we might have not made it. So super thankful, and I hope that we're going to make two awesome characters that everybody's going to enjoy based on your ideas. So everybody's going to be happy. Fee1337 is asking, can guns passively reload while not equipped in the future? I think this is going to be a perk of some specific guns or specific characters. So we're going to have complete RPG systems. So maybe some guns have the perk that they can reload while they are stowed in your back and things like that. Truly Arius asking, will maining a character be discouraged with progression? I wouldn't say discouraged. Like I said, the game has a lot of focus on horizontal progression, which you can absolutely main a character because there will be still a lot of things to do with that particular character. You can also level up your other hunters even if you're not playing them, because as you play, you're going to drop these XP items, and which are consumable. So let's say you just want to play Pinky all the way, right? You're going to be dropping these items, consumable XP items, and you can just hand these items to other hunters that you don't play. So you level them up, and you complete the achievements related to leveling the hunters up, so you can increase your legend rank. So we're not discouraging you maining a character. You can absolutely main a character, display that one character all the way, and still do most of the things in the game. Not all, because there are going to be character-specific achievements that have to play them if you want to get. And also because of the elemental system, things like that, there are going to be activities where your character, your main, is not going to be the best in slot option, which does not mean that they're not going to be viable. So there's a difference between not being the best and being viable. We want to make sure that everything is viable, especially in the lowest difficulties. You can just play whatever, you know. If you're really trying hard, if you really want to go for the leaderboards, if you really want to go for the difficult stuff, you're probably better off switching to a better character for that particular activity. But it's not mandatory. Like, I'm gonna main Pinky, man. I don't care what people think. Oh, so many questions. Dolly consumable? You mean Dolly as the Guaraná? The soda? Yeah, that would be a pretty funny thing to have as a potion. Pretty funny thing. Why not chest to the knee? You guys are so violent, man. That's more of a thing for Batu, because Batu does most of the character and skill design. He comes up with the cool ninja stuff in the game. So that's more of a suggestion to him. Beto is going to keep streaming. Actually, we're going to try and make this a habit. I'm gonna try and every Sunday be here with you guys streaming, showing what's new that week in the game. I gotta be honest though, this first week right now, this week that starts now, it's gonna be a bit boring. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks of really boring stuff, because we've had to rush a lot of things to get this demo done in time for you guys. So we have a lot of cleaning up to do in the code, so we had to clean a lot of stuff up and do boring stuff. So there isn't going to be any flashy new cool thing going on probably for a week or two. So just keep your expectations in check. Game development is not always exciting. I'm gonna try to bring you guys every week something interesting, and hopefully we can talk about stuff. Warlord Volcano is asking a really interesting question. You mentioned earlier that you're going to focus mostly on combat, or will you be adding other characters soon? So we're going to add Pinky and Raph. So our focus is going to be right now Ace, Jimmy, Pinky, and Raph. Not seven, just these four. So we are going to focus on these core four characters, which represent all of the kind of gameplay roles that we envision for the game. So Jimmy's kind of this damage backline character who just sits back and deals a lot of damage. He's going to have skills that allow him to do a lot of damage, especially single target. Raph is a support character, so she's really focusing on healing allies and providing utility skills and things like that, while at the same time shooting guns, right? Everybody shoots guns, so she's not helpless. We have Pinky, who is a tank, a frontliner. So she's going to be doing a lot of crowd control. She's going to be doing a lot of actual tanking, like standing in the way of shots and putting up a barrier, things like that. And finally we have Ace. Ace is kind of a flanker character. So he's really mobile and he deals a lot of single target damage in a burst. He's really good to just hop into the enemy backline, pick their healer, pick their support, and just flying back behind the tank and things like that. So we are going to focus on these four characters for now. So the demo that you're going, the alpha, sorry, that you're going to play next year is going to focus on these four characters and their skills and how they relate together. We're trying to polish it a lot and try to bring the vision that we have for the combats with these characters. After we are done with this alpha version, we are going to start adding more hunters, more enemies, story, things like that. But we have to be happy with how things look at that point. The philosophy that we try to make with Relic Hunters is we build strong foundations for things. So right now we just run and gun, right? So we had to make sure that just running and gunning through the world was fun. Like, this is fun, right? It's a simple game. It gets sold fast, right? This demo gets sold really fast, but it's fun. That's super important because we know that, okay, if this foundation is really fun and really strong, when we add the RPG systems, when we add the skill combinations, when we add the advanced enemies, when we add the different game modes, all of these things, they're built on top of a solid thing, right? So our next thing, our next part of the pyramid right now is to make the skills and the teamwork really shine. Because right now you just run around like crazy shooting and dodging things, which is fun, but it's not the full picture of what Relic Hunters is about. So hopefully we get to perfect this and make this really fun. And then, okay, we have a really fun game. Now let's focus on adding more stuff and doing progression systems and introducing variety and introducing story. So these things, there are a lot of teams, and I've been guilty of that in the past, that start with these things. We believe that if we just perfect this really strong basic foundation of the game, and then we start adding things, you know? Didn't I play with everybody, right? Let me just play a hard mode, Ace. Some people are talking about key bindings. Yes, some of the cleaning up that we have to do is related to input. So we are doing controller support, which is a very basic thing for the game that we need to test really soon. It's part of that foundation that I'm talking about. So we're going to have controller supports, key bindings, so everything related to input is going to be more solid, so you can rebind keys at will, and also options. So for example, I know there are things that hello I know there are things that people don't like. So for example, we have a little zoom when you aim with your laser sight. The camera also goes towards the range of your laser sight. I think this is really important, especially for long-range weapons, because you can look at the edges of the screen, right? Some people hate that, so this is going to be an option. You can turn it off. You can turn off screen shake. You can turn off this little camera bobbing that happens when you sprint. You can turn that off. Everything like these small things, like if you want to double tap to sprint, or you can turn that on. If you want to, I don't know, just rebind the way that your skills are used, like you can rebind everything. So we're going to give you as many options as we can think of, And every time somebody at this early stage complains about something, like, hey, I really don't like sprinting, like holding. I like to toggle my sprints. We're gonna do that. Okay, sprint toggle. Let's go. So we're gonna make sure that these basic things of the game are solid. So the same way that right now we have the frame rate is good, like the online is working well. We have 21:9 resolution support. We have 4K resolution support. We have uncapped frame rates. We also need to have everything customizable, all the options. So these things are really hard to add later on. So we are going to do all of this homework. It's not very exciting, I know. It's not super wow. Now the demo has customizable keys. It's not super exciting, right? But it's really important to do these things early because they become more complicated if you leave them. Ouch, that hurts. If you leave them to a later parts of development. Dreamwalker is talking about the ability to customize precludes the ability to pick up weapons. I take it yes. We're not picking up weapons freely in the ground like Relic Contra Zero. So Relic Contra Zero is very much inspired by Halo in the way that you could have two weapons with you all the time, but you could constantly like switch your weapons with weapons in the ground, and just instead of reloading, you just pick another weapon in the ground and just keep moving, you know. There was a big Halo influence for Relic Contra Zero. Since Relic Contra's Legend is an RPG, and there's a lot of focus on the gear and the things, like the weapons are super complicated. Like as you go on through the end game, the weapons are gonna have like a dozen stats, I'm not even kidding. So it's not super simple to just pick up stuff from the ground. So we had to make a choice between letting you pick weapons freely from the ground and giving you more advanced weapon customization and stats, things like that. It was kind of an easy choice, to be honest. So if we do things like pick up weapons from the ground, they are going to be like power-ups. So maybe you have an enemy that drops like this rocket launcher, which is pretty awesome and overpowered, but it only has like 3 shots. So kill the enemy, pick up the rocket launcher. It's like it's a special weapon, it's not a normal weapon. Just fire 3 shots and then it's discarded, you know? Like things like this, I think it's fine. It's something cool that we might want to do in the future. But actual picking up weapons like you did in Relic Contra Zero, it's no. Dolphin, Mark, could you tell Beto his art is so good? Sure, Beto, your art is so good, man. How do you do it? I think it's all the zen that Beto has from his yoga and circus stuff. Gives him superpowers, you know? Does art look like it can cure people? But yeah, hopefully. I mean, video games can cure people, man. Video games are a beautiful thing. I remember, not even only my adulthood, but as a kid, I clearly remember video games being there in really difficult parts of my life. Maybe other people in chat can relate to that. So I think when we make a fun video game, we're not just making a fun video game. We're making a part of somebody's life, you know? So sometimes you're having a bad day, you fought with a relative, you broke up with a girlfriend, somebody you knew died, you know? You failed at something you dreamed for a long time. And always there's some game there that can like numb the pain a little bit, can distract you, can make you happy. That's why I make games, man, to make people happy. Okay, one last try on Epic, just one more. Hattie's asking, did I really laugh with my text-to-speak redub? I laugh way more than I should. Like, I'm an easy guy to laugh. Like, I find really stupid things really funny. Sometimes my girlfriend judges me because I laugh at really stupid things. I don't know if your video qualifies as really stupid, but I laughed a lot, like a lot. Especially Jimmy, man. Jimmy was just so funny. This will increase my DPS by 1%. It's just so funny, man. Is the ammo system from Relic Contra Zero kept in the long run? Yes, actually. The ammo system is something we discussed a lot in the early days. Like I remember here in my office, me and Abraham, one of the coders, like we're just spending a day talking about ammo and how the different things that we could do with ammo and the pros and cons. And at the end, we just kept Relic Contra Zero system. So, because we like it very much. So, you still have 3 ammo types. It's light, medium, and heavy. They still have the colors. It's green, blue, and red. And the weapons that you equip, they have different ammo types. The only difference is that we now have a 4th weapon type, which is the Relic weapons. So now Relic weapons, they have a special ammo called Relic ammo. So they have a special ammo for them. But all the other weapons, they either are light, medium, and heavy. And the way that it works is that light ammo is more common, medium ammo is a bit rare, and blue ammo is the rarest of all 3. So you have to take that into consideration when you choose a weapon. It's going to be a disadvantage if it uses heavy ammo compared to light. And it also disincentivizes you from using 2 weapons that use the same ammo type, because then you're more likely to run out of ammo, right? So I think this is a very elegant system overall. I think it works really well on Zero. And I think it's going to work pretty well on Legend as well. Of course, you guys are going to be the judges of that. And if it's not working, we just change it. It's not that big of a deal. Oh my god. I swear to god I dodged that. Will there be snipers? Yes. But I gotta admit, snipers in Relic Contra Zero, not my best design. They got a little better in the, like 2 updates ago in Relic Contra Zero. I improved them a little bit. They don't fire right away. They wait a little bit before they shoot. But I think that to do snipers properly, you have to really telegraph, right? So the idea is that you put the laser sights on top of the player so he knows that a sniper is aiming at him. But you also you kind of blink the laser sight a little bit, like half a second before he shoots, you know? So you know that he's gonna fire, so you have time to maybe dodge or jump out of the way, get to cover. So it's not like if you take a shot from the sniper and you die, it's 100% your fault, you know? So I think this is how snipers should be done, and probably how we're going to do it on Legend. Holy, there's a lot of ducks, guys. Guys, this is not fine. This is not fine. Oh god, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm gonna pick this duck right here while I regen my shields. Just gonna pick this duck and regenerate my shields. Oh god, this is not okay. This is so not okay. Come on, guys, we can do it. We can do it. Kill the ducks that are in the circle. Focus on the ducks that are in the circle. We gotta get the capture. Let's go. Aggro the guys. They are outside of the circle. Aggro them. Heal. Oh god, this is not okay. This is not fine. This is not fine. Ah, this was an accident. I'm really sorry, team. Dear lord. I'm almost dead. Almost dead. Come on, team. We still have a minute. We can do this. We can do this. Do I have my cooldown? I don't have my cooldown. I shouldn't be that aggressive. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Don't let them into the circle. Focus on the ducks who are closest to the circle. There you go. Inside. Inside. Heal. This is too intense, man. I can't talk and play this at the same time. Oh, God. Come on. There you go, guys. We're capturing. We're doing it. Just aggro these guys here. There we go. Aggro more guys. Come on. No. No, I'm so bad at this game. No. That guy, get that guy. Don't let anybody into the circle. 10 seconds. We can do it, guys. We can do it. 4. Get that guy. Oh god, there's so many ducks. So many ducks. Where's a grenade when we need one? I still have my potion. There we go. What? There's another one contesting. Nobody contesting right now? Just these two guys? Oh no, there's more. We can't leave now. We can't die, guy. We can't. I have no potion. I have no potion. Oh god. Oh, I died. This is impossible. Who balanced this? Who balanced this? It was fun though. Sorry guys for like 1 minute of just oh my god, but really hard to talk at the same time as that. Okay. Mr. Daniel Iron asking, what was the hardest decision you made during the KS? The hardest decision during the KS was probably how we handled the demo. We wanted to get the demo out to everyone. Our server would not be able to handle it. We could kind of gamble it a little bit, but we ran the risk of like crashing the server, people not being able to play, people not being able to connect, you know? And it was really hard in the sense that we had to choose between like having everybody who wanted play the game or having people like playing the game with quality, you know, like not having a bad impression of how the game was going to play in the future. This was really difficult. We had a lot of back and forth between us and the Acapara guys like David and Yunsang. And we ended up deciding, okay, let's just let the alpha backers play. We'll give them Steam key, so it's going to be inside Steam already. So it's going to be the final game that they have access to. And then since they are just 200-ish people, the server should be able to handle them with not a lot of problems. And alas, it did. So I'm glad that the server like hanged in there and everybody seems to be having a smooth experience. If we had made the game public like to everybody, we ran a really big risk of people having a really, really bad experience. So it was difficult, but I think ultimately it was the right choice. And also we get to have the alpha backers already in Steam. This is really good for us as well, because right now we can like update the game really easily. So if we did the game in public, we probably would have to have this as a separate client, and we could run into problems like security. People would hack the build a lot easier, like maybe even get into our server, something like that. Right now we have more control over things, so this is fine. I make games for people to play them, so of course that I want everybody who is interested in Relic Hunters to play the game, but ultimately I think it was the right decision. Eventually everybody's gonna play. Next year we're gonna open the game to all the beta, so everybody who backed the game at all is gonna play, and eventually the game is gonna be free to play, so literally everybody's gonna be able to play it. Hopefully by that time we're going to have a bigger infrastructure and we're going to be more prepared, and of course we're going to have the resources to handle that amount of people. Wow, cool. I'm gonna do a few more questions and then I'm probably gonna wrap it up. We've had an hour of stream already. As fun as it is to party with you guys, we shouldn't make the stream like infinitely long. Mechateus is asking really interesting questions, so I'm gonna answer that. Was it a conscious decision to let bullets hit you while doing the dash, or will dashing eventually dodge all bullets like in Relic Hunters 0? Dodging bullets while dashing could be an unlockable perk, I guess. You are 100% correct. There are two things going on there, right? The first one is, for Relic Hunters Legend,
we're doing a little bit more sophisticated combat design. Zero was very simple. Legend is going to be a little deeper, a little more high skill ceiling. So we are avoiding absolute effects. What this means is we're going to avoid giving you an ability that makes you 100% invulnerable, for example, or giving you an ability that gives you 100% dodge, for example, right? You completely dodge everything. Because these it's very easy to create exploitable strategies and loopholes in the design if you do things like that, especially in more complex, bigger games. So this is something that we had to avoid. The second thing is the RPG systems. So for example, I'm gonna give you an example. Jimmy, his dash, when it's done, when it has all the RPG things going on, it will give you a buff to the dodge projectiles stat. So every hunter is gonna have a dodge projectile stat, which allows you to dodge projectiles. It gives you like a chance to dodge projectiles. And you're gonna be able to increase this with upgrades to the skill. You're also going to be able to increase this with items. So the idea is that when you dodge as Jimmy, dodging bullets becomes something that is related to the RPG systems. And I know that some of you guys will cringe when I talk about chance. We are going to do for this game pseudo-random chance. So when we talk about, hey, criticals or dodge, things like that, they're not going to be just a dice roll. They're going to be pseudo-random. I don't know if you guys play Dota, but the way that this works is that it's not really 100% random. It tries to kind of distribute things around in a way that people expect to be more consistent. So if you have, for example, 95% dodge, that means that you're going to dodge 19 out of 20 attacks. So this is the behavior that you're going to see. You're not going to be hit by 3 attacks in a row, right? So we do a bit of math to kind of wiggle that, and it's not truly random. It's pseudo-random. Am I pronouncing this right in English? Pseudo? In Portuguese, it's pseudo. So I really don't know how to say that. It's Pseudo, pseudo. Oh well, I went on about that. Nerd talk, sorry guys. Okay, one more question before we wrap this up. Okay, Heka has a very important question. When will you be able to buy it on Steam in beta? I can only buy it using PSC. By the way, what about relics? How will they function? So for our first question, which is the most important, we'll be able to buy it on Steam. Only when it hits Steam Early Access, and that is gonna be quite far away, I'm afraid. We're only going to put this game into Steam Early Access when we feel like there's enough game there for people to come and enjoy it for like maybe 20 hours, something like that. So until the game has at least one chapter of the story, all the systems are in place, you have a lot of characters and skills, you have a lot of items to collect. So this is gonna take time. I expect the sooner is going to be end of next year, maybe around October, like 1 year from now. And but could take more. We're not gonna rush it out of the door. So that's when you're gonna be able to purchase it from Steam. However, we are going to have Slacker backer options on our website. We're going to try and offer as many different payment options as we can. If you're interested in the game and you want to play it even right now, and you have some currency issue or you cannot pay or some limitation like that, just like email me or contact or PM me on Discord and we can talk about it. Like worst case scenario, just give you the key if you can really pay for it, or maybe we arrange something, you like transfer it somewhere. I don't know, like we can figure it out, you know. You don't have to not play the game if you're really interested just because you cannot pay. I know how bad it feels. Like I live in Brazil. Like a few years ago, it would be really hard for us to purchase stuff online in some storefronts. They would not sell to Brazilians. So I know your pain. But don't worry, like if you're really interested, just hit me up, email me, we can talk about it. Cool. Pseudo. It's like this, pseudo random. Am I saying that right? Pseudo random. I'm waiting for the chat to confirm that pseudo random is the way to go. There you go. So just to remind you guys then, Civics is streaming tonight. He has 2 keys to give away. So if you could not back on the Kickstarter on the alpha and you really want to play, there's a chance you can watch Civics stream. It's really fun, not gonna waste your time, and you're also gonna be maybe able to get a key for yourself. And so just follow Civics. There you go. So pseudo random. Yeah, I'm really proud of myself. Thank you guys for teaching me pseudo random. And also, we're going to start this week to do open development. So if you haven't already, join us at Discord. Discord is going to be our main channel of communication from now on. So if you join us at the Founders channel, that's where I will be lurking. I'm incentivizing everyone from the dev team to lurk there as well as much as they can. So we keep in touch with you guys. I gotta be honest, these next couple weeks, super boring. They're gonna be really boring. I'm gonna try and make it as exciting as I can. Maybe show you some concept art that we already have, things that we have planned for the future, because these next couple weeks, not gonna be that exciting. But hopefully we get to do cool stuff for the alpha build and show it to you guys. And one last thing, we're going to do a Trello board. Trello is like a whiteboard online, so you can see the tasks that we are working on and see what's next for the game and discuss this with us there or on Discord. So thank you very much, guys. This is one of the happiest days of my career as a game development. I'm really, really relieved and happy and humbled and thankful and grateful for you guys for bringing us to this point. Thanks to you and thanks to a private investment that we also got last month. With these 2 things combined, we are fully funded for 2018. Thank goodness. And we don't have to worry about money for a while. We can just focus on making a great game alongside a great community. I couldn't ask for anything better in my life. So I'm really humble, really grateful. And yeah, this is going to be the start of a really fun journey. So thank you very much for tuning in. Like I said, follow us on social if you want to know about those Leckerbecker things. Go watch Civic Streams today if you want to go for 2 additional keys. And I'll just probably keep playing the game now. So if you want to just hang out, just keep playing the game with me. Thanks, guys. Really, really, really thank you. And see you next time.